Good morning and welcome to the new episode of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. Every election result does cause some discomfort to the defeated party and to the sympathizers. But when the objective viewers, analysts watch an election win that has germs of trouble, then it does cause some worry. And that's what happened in Punjab. Just a few months back, there was an election, and Aam Aadmi Party won in an astounding manner. And Sangrur, from where the latest victory has taken place, is supposed to be the bastion of the Chief Minister of Punjab, Bhagwant Mann. And yet, here, not only was his candidate defeated, but it was won, the election, the seat, the riding was won by a person who is supposed to be a Khalistani. Now you say, why supposed to be? Because if he had been a Khalistani, his statements are pro-Khalistani. But does he advocate violence? That is something to be doubtful. Still, his inclination towards vivisection of the country does raise some concern. Rightly or wrongly, these concerns need to be addressed and need to be addressed by everybody. Why? How did he win? Why did he win? This I'll take up. But before I take it up, I want to discuss one objection, one comment made by Mr. Singh Jaspal. And according to Singh Jaspal, his comment was that how is it going to be different? That's what I'm going to say. Now the output of a single Lok Sabha bypoll isn't usually enough. But the victory of Shiromani Akali Dal Amritsar is unusual enough by acceptance. He's a radical politician. He defied odds to get past the party in power with 35.6% of the vote share. Now, in Punjab, in this part, usually the people are elected with 20-25%. And this is also, as I said earlier, the hometown of the present Chief Minister. And who has lost? Is Congress, BJP, and Shiromani Akali Dal. And the reason for Mann's victory are disenchantment with the present government, which has been in power only for a few months. And let's not forget, in the backdrop of free fall of Akali Dal of Badals and unsettled state of Punjab, where the political evolution is entwined with Sikhism, is something terrible. A watershed movement was there in 1996, basically, when Prakash Singh Badal's leadership prioritized regional identity over the religious. The orientation helped party defang centrifugal forces. That phase is ended now. In the March election this year, Akali Dal only got 18.4%. And in this by-poll, they have just got 6.2% vote. And that's a sad thing, because in the Sikh hierarchy, if the radicals are rising, now read this with what has happened otherwise. A, which we discussed earlier, the SGPC calling for all Sikhs to buy guns. All Sikhs. If in a family there are 5 people, they should have 5 guns. Is he raising a private army of Sikhs? The matter is full of concern. Secondly, the added emphasis on throwing out harmonium, indirect way of getting the people from Pakistan in. And Pakistan recently, just day before, his agents, the agents of Pakistan, I mean its agents, almost beheaded a tailor in Rajasthan. Seen are being created. Now, Mann, in a report, has gained traction even without organization structure. Now, this is amazing. All four other parties were highly organized, and this man has no organization worth a soul. But he had the support of singer Sid Moosewala, whose song SYL was blocked on YouTube because the song asked for the sovereignty for Punjab and is a Khalistani militant. And Mann's Twitter profile that he's Sangrur MP and also that he's striving for Khalistan. Now, when a person is striving openly for Khalistan, as a matter of fact, he is not adhering to the Constitution. And the Election Commission should have rejected his nomination. Here's the fault of the Election Commission. Because every candidate is supposed to say loyalty to the Constitution of India. A man who calls for vivisection or division of the country is evidently asking for the partition. And that is a treason. And yet his nomination was accepted. This is the height of ignorance and the height of inaction. I was going to say stupidity, which it is. Now, the troubling portents by themselves are even more troubling by the Punjab's economic situation. Have you seen the economy? India's main contribution in public supply is struggling in Punjab, May. And the unemployment in this year, last month, was 9.2% above the national average. It's staggering. 9.2% above the national average unemployment would cause discontent, especially when an enemy country beyond the border is looking at it and waiting to see something. Now, Mr. Mann has said, let's see what new information provided. I'm not providing new information. It's there. But I'm combining the dots. And secondly, I'm giving the reasons. Now, Mr. Singh also says that during the farmers' agitation, media had gone out of the way to announce presence of the Khalistani elements, which is correct. Deep Sadhu, another activist, who was later on killed, was one of the proponents of Khalistan. The question is, the money laundering. Was anybody apprehended? You see, people are apprehended. But the legal system gives them loopholes to go. Secondly, if the foreigners are involved, unless they are in the country, or they are repatriated, deported, is not possible. And that the different laws protect them. But the very fact that the visas of 4 persons were cancelled is a sufficient hint. Secondly, now coming to the present state of affairs. The fact that in 3 months, from March to June, people have been disillusioned with Aam Aadmi Party is a long story, and it's a telling story. As an MP, this man had won the President in 9 assembly segments, and now is defeated in all of them. And if you remember, the slain Punjabi singer Sidhu Moosewala was close to Simranjit Singh, used to call him Bapu, father. And the combination of factors sends a message which is amazing. Now, what has happened is there is a shift in the religious vote bank. As I said, religion has traditionally been considered a part of politics in Punjab, especially in Akali Dal. And all Akalis have won all the time in the name of Panthic vote. Now you will say that religion and the politics should not be combined. That's not possible. Culturally and the religious point of view, in Sikhism and in Islam, politics is a part of religion and religion is a part of politics. You might, whatever you might say, You cannot deny the fact that religion plays a major role in the political scene in Punjab, as it does elsewhere, but not as potently. Now, in this election, Akali Dal fielded Kamal Deep Kaur, the sister of a jailed Khalistani terrorist Balwant Singh Rajwana, who was responsible for murder of former CM of Punjab. But they could not retain the vote. As I told, they got just a 6.9%. And the people are thinking now that Sikhism is safe in the hands of the Khalistanis. So the victory of Mann is unusual enough to be an exception. He is a radical politician. But getting 35.6% votes in such an election, and significantly, all three parties which have been controlling Punjab over the last 70 years, Akali Dal, Congress, BJP, all of them lost their deposits. So look at the disillusionment of the people. And when in a country or in a province, people are disillusioned enough that they'll prefer to vote for unproven but avowed extremists, this is unfair. Now, and the main reason was disenchantment with the ruling party, unsettled Punjab. And let's not forget, the fact is that he is getting traction, and he has been getting traction all the time. Secondly, the deteriorating law and order situation in Punjab. People thought that this man has been an Indian police service officer. Maybe he'll understand. He can't do anything because he's a lone member there. But maybe he can present their problems. The present government denies that there is a worsening situation, but then that's a major situation. The opposition parties have capitalized on the issue and raised Moosewala's murder, mortar attack on the Punjab police intelligence officer, gang wars in the last 100 days. Then the biggest has been, which has concerned the Sikh psyche, is the unsolved mysterious sacrificial cases, which has led to resentment among the common people. The desecration of the religious places and the books has not been solved, whether it was willful and who was responsible. And you would see that the religious sentiments have been hurt. And when in Sikh society, the religious sentiments are hurt, you can be sure that all reason and logic will not be there. Then unfulfilled promises. This government, AAP, had promised that they'll give 1,000 rupees per month to every adult woman. They have not been able to do that. They promised free and uninterrupted power supply. They have not been able to do that. And they said they don't have money. But then when you make a promise and don't fulfill it, that can be a problem. And now this election, the implication is, it will be a big blow to Aam Aadmi Party in Himachal Pradesh and Gujarat, where the eyes are set. And that can be a problem. Then the vote share of other parties. The winner, as I said, pocketed 35.61%. Congress vote share dropped to 11%. And it was 27% in March. Akali Dal, Badal Group, it had 24%, now it's 6.25%. The gainer has been BJP. It had 9% last time, now it has 15.58%. But they still lost. Now, what has happened is that the sources of Simranjit Singh Mann, have actually opened up a brand new measurement of Sikh politics. His political election is not just a sphere obstacle to Badal Group, which still manages STPC, but it will pressurize Aam Aadmi Party to give attention to security cases. And in spite of partnership with the BJP, SGPC enabled Damdami Dikta, they have constructed Yadgar Shahidan, a Gurdwara. It's a memorial to Blue Cross, Blue Star victims. Such memorials are permanent structures which agitate people. They do not allow the wounds to be healed. And this was done in 2013. And neither the central government nor the Punjab government took any action. And that was a major, major issue. The large celebration at Sarbat Khalsa was done in November 2015. It was arranged by anti-Badal group, and it was the first attack on the Panthik national politics promoting factionalism. And when Amritsar Singh-led Congress failed to do so, the situation happened. Now let's be very clear. What's the danger? As it is, one swallow doesn't make a summer. But it can breed a sense of insecurity in the government, intelligence sources, and then since he's a part of the legislature, he can always indulge in filibuster and raise questions which agitate people. Secondly, this is a thin wedge of the axe. As I said, it was the fault of Election Commission, and now what needs to be done is to ensure that the AAP should fulfill its promises. Either it should not have promised or it should resign, saying that it has failed to do so. As a matter of fact, this by-election should be taken as a vote of no confidence in Bhagwant Mann as a chief minister and Aam Aadmi Party as a ruling group. Of course they won't do it. They'll take excuses, it's just a by-election and the matters don't count. No excuse can always exonerate. Legally they are right, morally, ethically they are wrong. So what's needed is that the intelligence agencies should keep their ears and eyes open. I don't want to sound an alarmist, but let's be realistic. Let's not forget that the award principles are a person who, despite being an IPS officer, sympathized and actively supported the anti-national movement, is to be handled with care and with suspicion all the time. One swallow does not make a summer, but is an indication of things to come. And couple that with the two actions of SGPC and what happened in Rajasthan yesterday, and the scenario emerges in relief. Let's really see what is in store for this border state and for India. But definitely I'm sure people like Ajit Doval and the Home Ministry would be keeping their ears and eyes open. Let's hope so. But let's not try to be hostages, burying our heads in the sand, saying, well, it's just one election. One election is indicative of the changing moods of the people. It's a barometer of the coming tsunami, which, if preventive steps are not taken, shall be a disaster and devastating. Thank you.